Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another K5 Haulamania video, and this one is all about what I found in July 2018, and we're going to have some stuff coming in from Mark as well. So here we've got a very nice piece, a Matchbox Jurassic World Mercedes, but also I managed to pick up this lovely little lorry and this piece, another one and another one, and I got these two singles from B&M, and they're coming in around about £2.95 a pop in B&M, and this piece here was coming in around about £8, well £9 actually, but I managed to score a bargain in Asda and pick this one up for £4.45. Now I don't know if you're into dinosaurs or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm really into cars and I'm really into this car. Very popular model right now, the old Mercedes G-Wagon. It has appeared very recently in the new lineup from Majorette, and there's also a really big new model Siku, and that comes in at 150 scale, which is Mahisivio, and I probably will not be getting that one because it is just a little bit too big for me. So I picked this piece up, which I think is really well done. You can see straight away it's got a plastic base. It's also got a plastic inner, which acts as the mud guards and everything else, and the bumpers, very well done. And then it's got the metal piece plonked on top with the glass inside. As you can see there, the spare tyre is definitely part of the bumper system. And I believe this is a really new model. I love the wheels on it as well. Just all in all, really sharp piece from Matchbox. And coming in with their special premium line of the Jurassic Park stuff. So here's a little Jeep Wrangler, number 9. Looks like an older piece, this one. It's probably been around for a little while. Let's have a little look on the back. It's all the same on the back, these models. There we are, 17 of 18. So there's a lot of cars in this range and a lot of generic looking vehicles, and I didn't really fancy all of them. I'm not a big generic lorry guy. I mean, some people are, that's just their thing. But here we go. Here we can see a Mattel trait here. Nice see-through top on this one. What I do like about this one, though, is the blue, kind of like it's like a cross between a roll bar and a windshield exterior. It's really cool, actually. Very nice indeed. Again, lovely sharp details. This one is, I think the interior is just plonked inside there. And that's part of, looks like it's, I don't know, the wheel is part of the rear. 2 rivets again, this is the new thing from Matchbox. Let's have a look underneath, any dates or anything. 2017, so this looks like another new model as well. And it's actually pretty cool. I suppose you could actually take the top off. Oh, you can take the top off. Wow, you can take the top off. That's a news flash. Brilliant. And you end up with what is actually essentially a really nice little model of an open top Jeep Wrangler. Whoa, that's cool. That's really wicked. I mean, it's a little bit bigger scale than this Jeep. This old G-Wagon looks like something in around about 176 scale or something like that, whereas this is running in probably in the 164s. This dinosaur, so we're going to get straight into it and have a look. Woohoo! Multiple pieces. Oh, it's all kind of a bit kind of plasticky and rubbery. That's good. Means you can really move it around a lot. Yeah, that's nice. It's sort of a vinyl material. Does this draw? Yes, it does. It looks like it opens. Wow. I like it a lot. That's posable. You can actually have that coming in from the side. That's awesome. So there's your dinosaur. Does it stand up there? That's the question. Yes, it does. Cool. And here's your little dino grabbing truck. There's well, there was 3 models available that I could see. There was a few with some very unrealistic looking like pincers up the front there that would grab the dinosaur. And I don't know what you would do with the dinosaur once you'd grabbed it. But I really like this piece because it was a little lorry. It's probably something that Matchbox has had around for a while. Use it for various operations, stake beds and all sorts of things. But it's a nice piece to have. It's something I haven't seen in the UK before. Oh, it's a 2017 on the base there. So this looks like another new model. Well, there you go. I apologise. Uni and Amblin. So that's the people who do the film. Universal, probably. Made in China. Made in China. That's something different. Normally, it's a Thailand-based operation. And there you go. So this is quite a nice little piece. It's got under the Matchbox logo. So we've got this little thing here that folds down, and then you've got a thing here that does that. And then the idea is that your dinosaur walks up here, goes up there, happens to stand in there, and while he's standing in there, that is your opportunity then to capture the dinosaur. So this then goes over the top of the dinosaur, plonks down on top like that. There we go. And that there then goes like that, and there you go. You have a dinosaur inside your catchment area. Nice piece. It's got a plastic base. All the blue stuff is made of metal, which is awesome. Everything else, no interior. Everything else is quite plasticky. This is quite cool, actually. I'm kind of wondering whether it probably clips off if you're desperate. It's desperate to get out. Look. Oh, I don't like being in there. Look, that's like I've got to take my dinosaur down the vet, and you would show up down the vet with your little dinosaur carrier there. Go. Happy hunting, quite literally.
Welcome to my little sunny session here. I have a little period where I am not working, and I thought I'd just do a little video. So the other day I went into my local Sainsbury's, which is normally really bad for diecast, but there was a new delivery, and because I wasn't working and because I went in there during the day, I picked up on the first batch. So without further ado, they're all Hot Wheels, and I've got a majorette in here as well from Morrison's, but tease, and what is it? Yes, it's the red Ford GT with a white stripe. Now, I was talking to Chris about this yesterday when I got it, and I said, I don't know whether I've actually got this or not. I got the blue one, but I don't know whether I've got the red one. Hard to tell, but this is smashing. I mean, that really is something else. So I'm leaving these in the blisters unless I get very excited and take one out. Got this another red one. Tease, what is it? It is the Dodge Charger Daytona in red. a seriously spec'd up tuned one. Now it's called Haulamania now, and interestingly when these first came out, which was actually probably about 10 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Let's have a look. It says on the bottom, doesn't it? 2003. Okay, so forgive me, that 15 years ago this casting was licensed, and I remember having it in a brown metallic colour. The engine was a little bit better defined at that point, and what they've dumbed it down, I think it made it less sharp for toy safety, the cowling there. But anyway, I can't help it with these. I've got a blue one, and I think I've got an orange one. So yeah, I like the Dodge Daytona, I like the Dodge Charger that it was based on, and I like these some of these tuned cars. This is reminds me very much of the Big Banger that Matchbox did back in the 70s, which of course was based on a Dodge Charger. Okay, I've resisted this one. I know a lot of people made a big fuss about it when it came out. The Mercedes AMG GT, bit of a mouthful that. It first came out, I think, in yellow, and I bought it because, well, you do with some of these, you just go, oh, I'll buy one of those, see what it's like. And I think I've actually put it in the charity shop now since then. Then they brought out a black one, a metallic-y black one, which I bought in a... No, I didn't buy. I resisted, you see, but I can't resist this particular colour, which is a metallic green. It's very much reminiscent of the 70s Matchbox paint colour that was used on things like the Volkswagen Golf and many other things, like the Cougar Villager, etc. So if some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. And of course the thing is, you've got a red line thing going on here, although it's not your classic red line from 68. It's a bit of a nod really, with a bit of sort of red chroming on the edge. But this is a very nice model. Now, well, that surely must be a factory error. Look, it's not even in the box. Oh, someone's been at it. That's because I couldn't resist myself. And if you wait 1 second, here it is. The Jeep Gladiator by Matchbox. Gladiator. Don't know why. Oh, we're missing the part of the L there on Gladiator. But magically it's there on that one. This is a nice model, although I don't quite understand what's happened with these wheels now. The light's not very good, I'm afraid, because it's pouring through the windows here. Very sunny morning. But according to David Tilley, some of you guys will know who that is, this is effectively a bit of a mistake. They have got a sort of greeny chrome finish on those wheels, which was a leftover from the previous green incarnation of this model. So really this should be probably chrome or duffed down chrome. I don't mind, it's fine. Lovely. And Mr. K5 is hopefully going to send me the original Matchbox Gladiator from the mid-1960s that Matchbox did, so that I'll have a sort of now and then in the truest sense of the word. Oh, what's this, you say? Well, it is a carrier for a GoPro camera. And anybody who's not familiar with what a GoPro is, look it up. It's fairly straightforward. But you'll be able to mount this camera here onto this bed. You flip up this grey thing and it will clip it in. And I think the illustration on the back will show you that. There we go. Freeze frame on that and read it afterwards, as I say. I bought this really more to do with the fact that it's a novelty. I think it's the sort of thing which, you know, is worth getting because it's of its time. You know, GoPro cameras will one day in 10 years' time be something that people go, oh yeah, GoPro cameras, yeah, I have one of those. You know, I think I've got 2 of them in my drawer. You know, it's technology, it's a moment in time. I think it's worth picking these things up and probably even keeping it in its packet because it's fun and it's a passing time. You know, I can already see that this is going to be just a bit of not a flash in the pan, but things will move on. God knows what to. But anyway, enough of that. It's a rather bizarre looking thing. It's got a metal base to give it some sense of gravity. and then obviously quite a tough plastic body to hold everything in. So you shoot this down your Hot Wheels track, orange track, and you can have fun with that. People have already done videos like that, but obviously not using purpose-made item. Well done, Hot Wheels. Nice bit of innovation there. I like your style. This Corvette Grand Sport Roadster, carrying the new 50 years wheels. It says 50 on there. Take my word for it, it does. So it's the Hot Wheels 50 race team, as it says here. And they did a whole series of these, challenging the limit since 1968. I have been buying, where possible, the 50 years models that they've done. So I've got some of the Zamac cars that they've done, which have been available in Asda for some time now and has seen great fluctuations in price. $3.25 down to 82p in some selected stores. Don't ask me what's going on. It annoys me greatly. But yes, this is one of a number of the little cars that they're doing the 1970 Escort as well in this colour scheme, which looks interesting. So anyway, I've told Mr. K5 that if he should see one of those on his travels to pick one up for me, please. So there's that. And we will finish this session with a majorette. And I picked this up in Morrison's. Now, one little bugbear here, Mr. Morrison. This is in the construction series, which you get this type of vehicle. And I've already mentioned these in a previous video. I picked up these two exact vehicles. £2 they sell for. Now, there was a time when Majorette was selling it in Morrison's for £1. And then they changed that price. I don't know what they changed it to. And these construction toys are going in at £2. Now, I understood why. You've got a bigger piece of packaging for starters. It's a premium, effectively, because the construction vehicles have more parts and they're just special. But this model, which is a very nice rendition of a Renault traffic van, has been out in the low value range. In black. I had it in black. The door opens on the side, by the way. So we've got an additional light bar, and we've got a bit of deco, but I'm sorry, that's a bit naughty, sitting there at £2 in a construction zone. But, you know, more for me. I bought it. But I bought it because it's nice. You know, it's if Matchbox was to produce this, if Mattel was to produce this with an opening door, you would be paying a lot more. They're just going back to opening features at Matchbox. They're still trying to work out how to do it, I believe. Not that they don't know how to do it, it's to try and keep it into cost. And that's what it's all about, cost. These, I think, at Sainsbury's yesterday were £1.50. Okay, that's £2. So, and this little Charlie here, from Mr. Asda, £1.97. We've got some big issues here, haven't we, really, with die-cast pricing in the UK. £1.97, 3p away from £2. Opening door, light bar, decals, suspension. £1.97, no suspension, no opening features, no light bar, limited deco, £1.97. Basically, there's something going wrong. I know that we should be paying a realistic price and that you can't really expect to be paying £1 all the time forever, because otherwise these businesses would just fail. But it's just not fair. These things, Hot Wheels, have been selling at £1.25 in Asda, and these are £1.97. I don't mean to bang on about this. You know, I like generally what Mattel do. They do a lot of iffy stuff, but they do a lot of very, very good stuff. I'm not happy with the pricing, I'm not happy with the distribution, and I know a lot of you in the UK feel the same way. So, you know, let's keep talking about this, because sooner or later it's going to get resolved. And I hope that Asda will stop selling Matchbox, and that Mattel will have the good sense to spread the distribution back into places like Sainsbury's and independent toy shops, and places like the Entertainer. You know, let's get these things down to something more like 175, 150. Sell more of them, keep everybody happy, put working features in, then put the price up gradually. But you know, having this at 197 and these things at 125 isn't fair. So that's me, and raving, actually raving there as Mark rave on, and I wish you a good day. Yesterday England won their game against the Colombians, so I'm quite happy. By the time this video goes out, maybe I won't be so happy, and maybe England would have lost its next game. But who can tell? Anyway, keep collecting and have fun, and sorry about the moment.
Continuing with what I found in Asda. Asda do this Fast and Furious series still, and there's some new releases out there. They have been for ages, and I've been just holding off purchasing these because they are quite expensive right now. But this was the last one they had in the shelves, and I just thought I'd better get it because I will regret not getting it if I don't get it now. And this is the Koenigsegg. I can't remember who drove this in the film. It really is irrelevant, really. I'm not that bothered, to be fair. There's some interesting bits and bobs. It's the Koenigsegg CCXR. There we go. So one of the Fast and Furious boys drove this around. These models come in roughly around about 155 scale, which is nice for me because I can then display it alongside my other 155 scale vehicles. No opening, well, perceptibly opening features at all. I think that's a plastic wing on the back there. Very unusual to actually have a model of a Koenigsegg. So I know that Hot Wheels did one very briefly. And that has now become a very expensive piece to purchase. I believe on the internet, when I did look, I thought, oh, I'll just have a look. Which I hadn't. 60 odd quid. Yeah, so, and that's before you have to pay for the postage and packaging from America, which is exorbitant. It turns a 60 odd pound piece into an 80 pound piece. But these are lovely little models from Mattel. They don't come under the Hot Wheels guys. As you can see, it's just straight up Mattel. And probably more related, if anything, to the Cars vehicles that Mattel do. But nice wheels. Nice wheels. Nice little graphics on the side there. Nice and basic in the proper Koenigsegg colours. Looks fast. And actually, ooh, this one's so low to the ground. It's having issues, but it still rolls. And these things are designed to roll, and I have seen play sets related to them. So maybe in the future, when I see the bargain, I will probably pick a little play set up. I've seen a few nice ones. If anyone's interested, you can just go down to your TK Maxx. That's where you're going to find those. But I haven't found one at the right price yet, so that's that. The Koenigsegg R. Beautiful. Oh, there is an interior. You can just about make it out. There you go. But the windows are so blacked out, you can't see anything. That's cool. Hot Wheels 50th anniversary, which is available in Asda. It's the only place I've seen it in. I haven't looked anywhere else for it particularly, but I mean, I do search on my usual shops for it, and as you can see, this one is the Golden Chase 67 Camaro, and it was sitting there on the front of the pegs. I got it really because it was the Chase, and I suppose if you're going to get one of them, you might as well pick up the Chase. This one doesn't look like it's got any opening features, mind you. It's probably got a plastic body and a metal base by the looks of things. There you go. So look at the back, and there's all the vehicles that were available. Of course, the Roger Dodger, big favourite. 64 Impala, that could be another one that I might go for. But other than that, I think I'm happy, really. There we go. Happy 50th birthday, Hot Wheels. So what do you do when you're down at Tesco's and the cars are buy 3 for £3, which makes them, instead of an exorbitant £1.50 or £1.75 a car, makes them £1 a pop? Well, obviously you buy 3 cars, don't you? And then you kind of find yourself, well, what 3 cars am I going to get? So I'm going to start off with this one. So I've got 6 cars here to show you. Now I had to get another one of these because if you remember rightly, the one I bought I managed to trash. I've still got it. It's only got a chip at the back, but it's nicer for my collection of cars if I try to keep them as minty as possible. And well, this one is going to be super minty. It's still in the box. I haven't taken it out yet, so I'll probably leave that in there for now. What else did I get? Picked up this one. This is the colour variation of the M2. Very nice. Actually, I prefer it over the blue one, to be fair. You can really, well, except for the rear end there, you can really pick out some details. That looks nice up front, doesn't it? And there you go, that's the M2. Alright, okay, so we've got the new 18 Camaro. And remember, I got these because I had to get 3 cars. There was no question about it. I'm a little bit tired of these Camaros now, to be honest. They're everywhere. They haven't really changed the design an awful lot in the last, what is it, 10 years it's been out now, this car, which is amazing for an American car to have kicked around for that long without much of a design change. I mean, with the Hot Wheels lack of tampos up the front there, that's probably the big change. And possibly the rear there, they've probably changed the headlamps and tail lamps a little bit, but the overall shape pretty much the same as the original. And the other one I got, which I thought was a bit odd, was the 2018 Ford Mustang. This is again another Mustang. Looks exactly the same as the 2016 or whenever it was, 2012. They all look the same to me. Can't see a lot of difference again on this one. But anyway, there you go. You kind of need them if you're collecting Camaros and collecting Mustangs. You kind of need to collect all of them. This is 8 and 9 of the Haulamania series, and in my eye, they look exactly the same colour. So there's our reds, there's our blues. Where are we going to go next? Let's have a look at this one. This is the Aventador Miura Homage. I love the fact that it says that on the base there, because that's basically what it is. It's the original Miura colour scheme, which is the gold and the red there. So let's have a look at this one close up. So we look around the model, and it's really nicely done again. It's got the front headlamps there, nice little emblem on the front, nothing around the rear, to be fair. Lovely succulent paint job, and I believe this is available as a super duper, if you're lucky enough to get one. And I do actually have something to compare it to. Ooh, what's this? This is the majorette version of the same thing. There we go. So it has the gold stripe down the bottom. Hot Wheels has included a little tampo there. It's got fatter wheels at the back as well. Both have got plastic bases. Of course, the majorette has got a bit of suspension. The rear end there, very similar details again. You can't really go wrong with an Aventador. Both of these castings are really nice, actually. There you go. So size-wise, identical. Is that the Hot Wheel one? Yeah, the Hot Wheel one. There you go. Look, they just blend up together so much. So, of course, you got some rear viewers on the back there.
stuff from the box. This is all yesteryears. A lot of it is stuff that I've acquired in more recent years, although perhaps like this one, he says, trying to find it. Damn. Anyway, I had one I was going to show you, never mind. So it's sort of stuff that's 143, I suppose, and then we got some Days Gone, Lado, stroke Corgi, some other unusual bits and pieces, and some more Vanguards. I used to have loads of Vanguards and not anymore, and then some planes. So yeah, it's really the odds and sods, and every time I think, oh, I'll get rid of them all, I can't, because yesteryears are so nice. I mean, how can you not say that these things aren't nice? And when they cost me a couple of quid, literally, some of these are just, that's the one that I've had since 1981, and some of us out there are old enough to remember this, Smith's Crisps, which before it was bought by PepsiCo as part Walker's PepsiCo. Anyway, they did an offer on pack. You could eat, I don't know, 3 zillion packets of crisps and you get one of these. So that's from there. But I mean, we have all sorts. Look, Heinz, another one, Silverstone. I mean, these are ones that I have paid a couple of quid for in more recent years. Another one, I had that one as a kid and then I got rid of it. Lovely model. 25 years of yesteryear that was. Cerebus salt. Factory was in North Acton, near where I used to work, and there's now social housing called Cerebos Square or something. Bit of social history, lovely. Talbot vans, ever ready. Cars, buses. The Model A Ford, that's a beast, that one, it weighs a ton. Model T, Model T, Hoover one for 75 years of Hoover. Oh dear. That was supposed to be limited edition one, Canada, but turned up here. The Harrods electric van. A bit of work I did on that Unique taxi. Loads of people had that one. Model A Ford van, that's Walter's Palm Toffee of Acton. Story behind that, where the factory was, which is not far from a railway, I think it's Central Line. That site is now occupied by a building which is used in the British version of The Apprentice when they walk out to catch a taxi. Brasso, more Cowley van, that's one of the later ones. It's a set I got over at Bicester last weekend. What we got here? Oh look, Renault Ambulance, limited edition, and I do believe this is made in England. A late one. Lagonda. Talbot van. Oh god, another Talbot van. Chivers. Inside here is a Fuller's Morris Light van. I'm not going to get it out. This one, which is super duper, got that one for, I don't know, I think 5 quid. Incredible. Less than it was when it came out. Bought that one recently. Got that one at Bicester. One of my favourite ones, this one. Crosley Tender. Another one of my favourites, and the very first yesteryear that I ever had, although it's not this one. And I had this one for my, 11th birthday, I remember. Loved the paint job on it. One of my earlier ones. Spiker. And the one that always caused a lot of fuss because of the by appointment thing on it. It was supposedly massively rare, but then we found out it wasn't because people had kept them. That old trick. Riley. And then we got one of those fag boxes. Remember that one? And we got lots of other bits and pieces. So, Days Gone. Quickly run through those. Love that one. Penguin. I mean, you know, etc, etc, as they say. There's a lot of stuff in here. But, you know, they're bargain prices, and my attitude towards all this is don't turn your nose at this stuff when it's £2. If you're a collector and you like these things, then £2 for stuff that is now, God, 40 plus, less years old, some of this stuff, in mint condition, in their boxes. If this was 175 stuff from Matchbox, you would be going crazy. So what is the fuss about the fact that, oh no, the yesteryear, I don't want them? Big lumps of metal. Don't deny them, really. Now look, Hispano Suiza. So, I got some planes in here as well. Look at that. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there.
I've got the latest animated series Batmobile here for your perusal. Now, I really want to get this one out, so you can have a look at the back. There we go. I've been keeping these in their boxes, so I don't know why. I like to get 2 of each of them, but I've actually got quite a few Batmobiles here for you to look at this time. So I'm going to start off with this one. This is the latest release from the J selection. Interesting. Wow, lovely, sumptuous paint finish there. It's got the old style SP5s on there, very interesting. Nice little front end on that, look at that. Of course, if you've ever seen the animated series, you will remember this vehicle over any other Batmobile apart from the classic ones. Very interesting blobby ends on the back there. Perhaps that's so children don't hurt themselves. I remember those being a little bit sharper in the program. But overall, quite a nice piece. I think we'll get out some of the other Batmobiles that I've got as well, because I mean that is pretty much just a square black brick, isn't it, with wheels on. So going back through some time here, if I remember rightly, it's not actually the last one I bought, but here's the Arkham Asylum one, Arkham Knight. It's a little bit of, I think Arkham Knight, isn't that the game? This seems to be loosely based on the film Batmobile. It's interesting. It's very hard to show these with all the blackness of them. But this one looks like it can do quite a few things, crawling up walls and good stuff like that. A little bit of jumping, perhaps. Reminiscent slightly of a kind of a gorilla or something, isn't it? Very interesting. All metal, plastic base. Got that kind of, yeah, it's just a mystical kind of Batmobile heavy duty activity going on with that one. We've got this one here, which is from the, I think this is from the film where Batman has a bit of trouble with Superman of all people, given that they live in the same universe. I think out of the 3, this is probably my favourite. It's got an interesting little bit of temperage on the roof there. That's cool. This is in a very matte black finish. There we go. Made in Malaysia. So it's quite getting on a bit now, this one, 2016. Woohoo. It's nice though, isn't it? You can see some of the traits of a Batmobile there. Batman needs to be enclosed in his slide away cockpit. It's got to keep him safe, isn't it? And there's another one there. There's the little interesting cockpit just for one guy to sit in. This is obviously Batman in his lonely days without Robin. I like it. I like this one though. It's very very sporty and seems to almost be multifunctional. Looks like it can fly as well, probably. We'll do some good jumping at least. Now, if you go to B&M right now, oh, if you're lucky, because I know I sent Mark off to B&M down where he lives, and he couldn't find this one. or any of these ones at all. And I found these in amongst the B&M. What they're doing at the moment, well, they've been doing it for a while, is selling the old Eagle Moss models off, the 1/43 scale models. And this is the Hot Wheels model. Comes in a series of cars. And of course, I had to find this one. This is my favourite Batmobile. And so I did. And I cracked into it. And this is what I found. Really, really nice little piece, actually. Highly recommended if you can get hold of one of these. I would just get it. It's for £2.99. It's a bargain. That is roughly a third of the price of what it would cost to buy it from a shop like The Entertainer, which is the only other place I've seen these in the UK. And apart from that, I saw them in Target in America. And they weren't cheap in America either. So this is a very posh, plush piece of die cast. It's fully Hot Wheeled up. You can see every single little detail has been printed onto it. I've always wanted one of these. When I first saw them, I couldn't believe it. I mean, look, even the wheels have got the right wheels with the little bat symbols on the side. Lovely Batman decal there. The interior is all individualised. Of course, Hot Wheels go right up to, I think it's 124 with this one, or maybe 118. Is that they do a really nice big one with all the same features as this little one here. And I say this is a little one because it's actually not that little. It's around about 155 scale. Now this one is designed to pull the boat, which I don't have, and I am looking out for the boat. So I'm now tracking all the every single B&M I go by. I'll be looking in just to see if I can find the boat. Amazing. So there's that. And I thought I'd just show you some other Batmobiles. Well, remember this one here that Stephen sent me. This is the Corgi Batmobile. I'll just compare that to this model. So Corgi didn't do such a bad job back in the day. Really, they gave us quite a nice little model. I'm going to keep this one out because I've also got a couple of Hot Wheels versions to show you as well. So we've got this one here, which I think was the first edition Batmobile with its blue glass there. See, they've given us quite a nice model, really. I mean, Corgi did a good job back in the day. This is the Futura, the Lincoln Futura. This was based off, and George Barris was given the job of designing a Batmobile. I've always thought the Corgi one was a bit stocky up front, and there you can really see it there. Got some nice lines on that big old Hot Wheel version. And here's quite a nice model, a slightly later model, probably a second generation release. Very, very cool. Really like that. I love the little red stripes at the back there, and they've also given us a lot of, at least some detail, which they didn't really on that one, on the first issue. It's got little pinstripes there, they look nice too. And just to finish up, here's the Boulevard model. This is the actual 55 Lincoln Ventura concept, and this is the actual model of it. Came in that series there. Got a nice 65 Impala. Dune Daddy. Oh, that's interesting. Golden Submarine. And a Triumph TR6. That gives you there. That was 2012. This came out. So we can just have a little look. Compare that to the Hot Wheels version. Get an idea of where Mr. Barris was going with this one. It kept quite a few things and joined a few things up there, didn't he? You can see that line there for the rear wing. Basically just got rid of the glass on the top of the cockpit. Kept most of that front. Wow. There you go. Wonder if they'll ever release this Futura in the main lines. That would be something, wouldn't it? But for now, that's the only model I know of. of this actual casting. Brilliant. And I guess I'm going to have to keep it on card for now. But you never know. I had to pop out very, very quickly and grab myself this one. This is the from the slightly later Michael Keaton Batmobile. On the back of this, there's the boat. This one here, very hard to get hold of, the old Forever Batmobile. Probably the ugliest Batmobile ever built. This one's all over the place, and as is the Batcopter. May well get a Batcopter at some point. I will see. I'm not 100% yet. But this is the one I have right now, is the Keaton Batmobile. And I'm going to crack into that so we can have a look, because I really want to see how this cockpit works. Wow, this is a big, chunky model. I'm guessing it's the same scale. I've actually in real life seen this car. Went to Spain once. There we go, look at this, look. Now that is a feature. There's a nasty great big hole in the front of the car, mind you. But I remember this car in real life, and it is a big beast. Real big. I was just about almost as tall, well, as tall as the fin at the back there. And you can see it's got space for 2 people in there, so Batman can take some friends with him on this one. With the old turbine up the front. Gotta love a jet car. It's got a metal base. No, sorry, plastic base. Another feature about these cars which should be noted is that they have rubber tyres. Yeah, separate. Bit of chunk there. Love it. Great finish. I mean, apart from it looking like a bat, there's not much telling you that it's a Batmobile. You can imagine pulling up at the shops in that. Oh, is that Batman? Yeah, it's got to be Batman. I mean, seriously. I'll have to have a look at the original car to see if there's a big hole in the front there. But I suppose it does allow you to display your car with its cockpit open. I wonder if Batman ever goes down the road in this one with the cockpit open. Well, there you go. How to get it? $2.99, absolute bargain. And the only thing stopping me from getting more of these is if someone else buys them first. Fantastic. As far as I can make out, nobody bought any more, so you may well see the Chris Nolan Batmobile come my way.